you see much more UFO footage, stories, everything. And before, you'd be able to see one maybe in a month. Now, there's 2 or 3 every day. So,
well, they said they're actually, at this point, they're studying over 650 different events. And this particular one was played to the Senate Committee on Armed Services.
yes,
To say this is what's going on. And the things they said it moved fast, it moved in predictable ways, but they have no idea what it is, and they're not going to guess.
Right.
But they're all of a sudden at least admitting it was seen.
Right.
So I guess it's like the second time in 50 years that they've actually brought forth something like this to the,
well, at least they're not saying. At least they're not saying it's Venus. You know what I mean? At least they're not saying it's swamp gas.
Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of swamp gas, why don't we take a commercial break now? Paul, you're going to hang with us.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Let me ask
Yeah,
this question.
and remind me to tell you about John Vasquez, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Okay, all right.
And also, Paul has contributed to a book called Minix, published by Tim Swartz.
Okay.
Oh, thank
Good
you.
stuff in
Thank
there.
you for the
My
mention,
pleasure.
Stephen. Thank you.
Nope, a second now. But we're missing the top line in his resume. He's also married to a model. Paul, correct? So, yes or no?
Yes. Yeah.
He sent me her picture. Did you know that? Did you just do that in a moment of delirium? You know, you sent me and she refused to come on the show, though, correct?
She does her own shows. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
No. Jewelry,
Okay.
tarot card readings, psychic readings, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
She should definitely come on the show then.
Should.
She doesn't have to have her camera on.
Dr. Rickman, she'd come on.
Right, we'd all have to shut up. All right, so why don't we do this, which is not a bad idea sometimes. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take that commercial break now? And we'll be right back after this. You're listening to Mack Maloney's Military Star Show here on the Distant Thunder Radio Network. Please stay tuned. So that's 1 hour and 15 seconds.
1 hour and 15 minutes.
Hang on, everyone. So that's,
We have a couple minutes.
oh yeah, 5 minutes easy. All right, so that's, 5 and 6 is 25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Yeah, so we got, 37 minutes. Okay, right back.
Okay. So Raven, I was just telling Mac that there's a conference going on in Boston, either like right now or very soon. It's called SatanCon.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It's billed as the largest satanic gathering in history, and get this, it's sold out.
Yeah, I bet.
The killer of this thing is it's sold out at the Marriott Copley Plaza in Boston. I mean, we're not talking about Joe Schmo's hotel here. They're taking over the Copley Plaza. That's incredible.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, that's really great. I love
Where did they pay for that?
They said don't even try getting in because it's already. And the group that put it on.
It's dedicated to Mayor Wu.
It is dedicated to Mayor Wu. And this church has been in business now for 10 years, and it's actually recognized by the IRS and by the court system in the United States. So it's legit.
Is it the Satanic Temple from Salem?
Yes.
We went there for our anniversary. 2021, I think we went there, and because it's an art gallery, as well as like a place of worship. It's freaking beautiful. It's so beautiful.
We went there too, Raven. The Temple of Satan in Salem, Massachusetts. Yeah. And they have a big statue of Baphomet. Yeah.
Yeah, I sat on his lap, and I mean, we went there, and they had like some small like Salvador Dali paintings. They had a couple of like Degas sketches. It was incredible.
Right. So I have to ask, Raven, for Steve, did he have a shiny tush when you were sitting in his lap?
Well, he was sitting down, but the man's is packing. You know, I couldn't see the tush. Couldn't see this shiny hiney.
So did he have a shiny package? I mean,
Well, it's kind of like what is it made out of?
Wasn't he all black? In color?
It's like a dark bronze or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
Something like that. I don't know what the material is, but
Yeah, we got a picture
like
of
a
it.
dull bronze. It's really pretty. I think it is.
Well, I tell all the ladies at the Mothman statue that I was the model for the shiny hiney. Not too many have bought it so far, but
is this what the guy looked like?
Yeah.
If you Google it, you'll get a picture of Boston.com.
Mothman, I mean, I don't know if you can really compare Baphomet to Mothman, because Mothman has an ass that just won't quit. I mean,
that's what I'm
the
talking about.
dedication to those glutes and quads. Ooh.
You should see what people do back there. They slide their charge cards through there, they stick quarters back there, they slap it, and then I tell them that they're being monitored by the 24/7 moth cam. So people all over the world just now saw you take a picture of Mothman's caboose.
I love the idea of swiping your credit card through it. That's really
I just tell them they better check their charges when they get home, you know,
Yeah.
just to be safe.
Oh, that's great. Good stuff. I want to put like a little flower in it. Just like stick it in. A little daisy.
Unbelievable. What's up? Oh, there you go. Raven actually went to the church in Salem. Yeah, that's throwing the Satan gun.
Yeah, I went to Temple of Satan too, and saw Baphomet, the statue. We went to we actually went to Harvard to see what's his name? Chance the Rapper's producer talking to all the students over there. So it was a free thing. We got to go there, and we did a little investigation because Harvard is also too haunted. And we went to Lizzie Borden's house. Yeah.
Fall River.
Yeah, we want to go there.
Yeah.
I want to like stay like a weekend there. I think that would be so cool.
Rent her room, yeah.
Yeah. And
oh yeah, you can rent like the room where it all happened.
Anyway, the only fun fact I have from that is that and this is the stuff I remember. So there was actually one of the first ever made-for-TV movies about Elizabeth Montgomery from The Witches in it. It's the first time that an actress was totally nude on American television. I mean, it was all in the shadows and everything.
Yeah, and covered in blood.
And in those days, you couldn't slow it down. But,
Not that you would do that, but.
So anyway, why don't we go at 1:07 on the dot? We're just going to talk a little bit about strange things that have happened to us. We're going to ask Switch what you had for breakfast. Here we go. Body boom, 3 seconds. There we go. Welcome back, everyone. Mack Maloney's Military Express Show here on the Distant Thunder Radio Network. This is Mack Maloney. What a show we have for you tonight. Girls, very famous long one is here.
Hello, girls. Hello, Mac. Welcome back to the show. It's been fun so far.
Also, so far, we still got a way to go. Also, Switchblade Steve Ward, national correspondent down there in West Virginia, south of border.
Great to be here.
Also, our favorite good witcher, Elizabeth Raven.
Oh my gosh, hello.
Looking very, very Winona Ryder.
She is.
Young Winona Ryder.
Yeah. She could be a stand-in for Winona.
Yes. about 30 years ago, maybe.
Can you do that dance from Beetlejuice? You know,
I have.
with Harry Belafonte in the background?
Yeah, he died. Harry Belafonte died today. He was,
Bummer.
Today?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no
He
idea.
was 96.
Read his story. His story is unbelievable, believe me, what that guy went through. Anyway, also with us is Al Ronaldo, UFO mechanic, in the house.
Hello, Mack. Hello, everyone.
Go out.
And joining us from way out there in California is the Disco King himself, Paul Del Brothers. How you doing, PDR?
All right.
Everything okay? Where in California are you? North or south?
Yes, north, Sacramento. And it's,
Sacramento.
yeah, it's a hot day today.
Really, yeah?
Yeah.
Do the fires come near you at all? The fires?
Luckily I'm in the urban part of it, so
Okay.
the wildfires, but I used to work for the California Division of Forestry, and I used to have to fight those fires, and I almost got burned, and I quit I gotta tell you this story real quick, okay? So, with California Division of Forestry, I was only a firefighter for about a year.
Okay.
And then we were fighting this big fire in the Sierras, and it looked like a freaking nuclear bomb hit the place. I mean, it was like a big mushroom cloud. It was huge. And my captain, who looked like a young Robert Redford, he told me to go in there and get the spot fire. They call it a spot fire. It's a small fire. So I'm over there trying to put the spot fire out with the hose, and then I look behind me, and there's flames 20 feet high. And I could feel my skin, like, the heat was on my skin. My hair was, you could smell it because it was crackling. And the captain was yelling at me. He goes, "Robbers, get in that blah, blah, blah fire. And get into the roots of the fire." And I'm over there trying to do the best I can. Finally, I wasn't going to have it because I felt like my life was in danger. I threw down the hose. The hose went all over the place. I went up on the fire truck, folded my arms, and the captain goes, "Robbers, get off the freaking truck." And I said, "F you, I quit." And I pointed my finger. And that was the only government job that I actually quit because I wasn't going to lose my life over it. And then this guy looked like a young Robert Redford, so 5 years later, I went back to see the firefighters I used to work with, and I saw him, and he had a burn mark on his face.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not going for that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Those guys are heroes, but that ain't for me. No. Yeah.
I don't understand. I know that it's climate change and all that stuff, but it just seems like these fires catch them, the California, Department of Forestry. They always catch them by surprise. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're like out of control before anyone even knows where they are. They don't. It seems like there's things you can do defensively to prevent some of these fires, but
Yeah, you
Diana.
can not have a completely selfish and dangerous gender reveal party. That's like number one on the list, in my opinion. That's just me.
Why don't you surround your house with a moat?
Someone did that.
Did they? Does it work?
It was, no. They left their sprinklers on, and it saved their entire property.
Really, yeah.
And like everyone else, like in the vicinity, I don't remember where in California, but it was when they got really, really, really bad, right? And they just left their sprinklers on, and their home, their yard was spared.
Yeah, because a lot of times there's sparks, fall on your roof, and that's what catches on fire. If your roof is wet, it might not happen. But anyway. So,
I got a question for Paul, real quick.
Please.
That painting behind you on the wall, it almost looks like the Brothers Hildebrand, according to that, with the giant mushrooms or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
A fantasy.
Yeah, somebody gave me that. Yeah, so I don't know the story on
Okay,
it.
just curious.
The cup of cop, is it? There's a camera behind it?
Yeah.
But listen, speaking of that, let's go to Switchy and ask him. This is the skew of the show, most favorite part of the show. For our regular listeners. Twitch, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
When I woke up this morning, I knew that I was gonna go to McDonald's and get a steak, egg, and cheese bagel. And I did.
That sounds good.
It was good.
Was it
Yeah.
real? Was it kosher?
I
Anything from McDonald's is
Yeah,
kosher.
there was a moment of silence there. Yeah, so let's see, it's just a bagel and what's on it? A piece of
steak, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, man.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
They discontinued them for a couple of years, and I'm glad they came back.
Yeah, right. And that's it? Any fries or anything? Hash browns? Anything crazy?
I did get a hash brown. I usually don't do that, but I was pretty hungry, so.
Yeah.
Ketchup on the hash brown?
No, I should have done that because
That you
Should
can
have
do.
done that?
you gotta, they're not easy to choke down sometimes, if you know what I mean.
Well,
But, I mean, they're not like
McDonald's is
regular
really
hash
big in
browns.
the UK.
You go to Bob Evans and
Yeah.
you get eggs, hash browns. Oh, that's good stuff. But
they're a little different. It's funny because I had the first Big Mac in about easily 20 years the other day, just out of the club, at what the kids call the munchies, and I can see why people eat that stuff all the time. You know what I mean? It's full of flavor. It's soft.
Something about it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's still it just isn't that good for you to eat all the time. But flavorful and comfort food.
pretty tasty after 2 decades.
Yeah, I'll tell you. And they also reduced in size by about a third.
Definitely.
But it's the size of a pickle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
So,
shrinkflation for you.
Inflation. That's perfect.
Yeah, amazing. So, Paul, what have you been doing lately? What's going on lately with you?
I've been reviewing books. In fact, they just sent me this book here, and so I got to review it by Nick Redfern.
Okay, yep.
And we've been doing. I've been doing a lot of paranormal investigations, but I've been getting calls from out of state, so I've been helping them over the phone. We investigated 5 local bars are supposed to be haunted, so we did that, and I think it was 3 out of 5 that were haunted. We found some evidence. The other 2 we didn't find nothing.
Like what? Give us the best evidence you found. What did you find? What freaked you out?
Well, to me, good evidence is electronic voice phenomenon. If you get a good EVP, and I don't go for all the radio static stuff, the spirit box and all that stuff. I mean, people just start making up their own words. I just don't go for all that. If you get something that's very distinct on your recorder and there's nobody around to do that, that's good. That's good, solid evidence. So yeah.
So what do you hear? Do you actually hear people talking, or?
Yeah, I do what is called a quick and dirty EVP session. So I'll say something. Is there anyone here? I pause, give it time to talk, and sometimes. Well, let me tell you a story real quick. Okay,
Please.
I went to the cemetery, and it's supposed to be really haunted. So I went back to my car, I had the windows rolled up, and I did one of those quick and dirty EVP sessions. I said, is there anyone here? And I pause, give it time to talk, I play it back, and it says, I'm right here. And it was coming from like the back seat of my car. It was like, wow, okay. Nobody else said that. I didn't say it. So to me, that is good, solid evidence. Yeah.
Like I said, well, not really. I mean, that would freak me out. Like that happened to me.
Oh yeah.
What would happen, Mac, if that happened to you?
I'd sell the car for one thing.
Oh my God.
I mean, stuff like that would just. I know some people kind of let it roll off the back, but it would affect me a lot. So I wonder if stuff. I mean, could cars be haunted? Why not? Right? They're haunted.
Well,
I mean, yeah. Look at Christine.
oh yeah, and that's exactly how I met my wife. That was one of the things that she contacted me because her vehicle was haunted, and
Okay.
that
Wow, this is a great pickup story. Go ahead.
yeah,
Start it.
and we actually got solid evidence because it was like her ex-boyfriend or that was haunting the car, and it that story went actually went international. Prez Hilton mentioned it. Chelsea Lately had it on TV. The Daily Mail had it, and UPI, United Press International, had it. And yeah, it was like a real
What
big.
kind of power was it? And he was dead, obviously. The ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And what would the car do? Do you remember what? To show it's haunted.
Yeah, like she would be driving and he would be bothering her while she was driving and stuff like that. And so
Yeah.
I actually got an EVP from that vehicle. Yeah, and I don't know why it made such big news, but it did. It went international.
And this is how you met your wife?
Yeah.
Your model wife?
Yes.
So bizarre.
This one.
There she is. Oh.
Jeez.
Wow, huh?
Wait,
Wait, he's going to cook everything up.
that's a,
Audience, if I can describe that to you. Okay. Very attractive.
and she sat on the lap of Baphomet too, over at the Temple of Satan. Yeah.
Are those cards collectibles? Like collect all to like if you write to Paul, send him a self-addressed stamp to have him.
Well, you know she writes her own books too, so yeah.
Oh, plug a couple. I mean,
Let me just show you a couple of them.
I'm sure they have lots of photographs in the jacket.
You know, I do that with pictures too of ladies, but they're the ones I got out of the frames from Walmart.
Oh, I can't.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway, I can't find any right now. But anyway,
All right. Well, when you dig one up,
but all you have to do.
Find it. Yes, send me it. I'll put it on our Instagram.
Okay. Well.
And what name will they type into Amazon if they want to find her?
Okay. Well, Wishfire. Those are two words. Wishfire Books or Deanna Jackson Stinson Books. You can Google that.
Wishfire Books. Got it.
Or Deanna Jackson Stinson Books.
Okay. All right. Awesome. That's great stuff.
Yeah. And she has like 83 books out there.
83?
Wow.
83.
Yeah, she writes metaphysical, spiritual, paranormal, poems, art. You got it.
That's awesome.
Fashion. Yeah.
Fashion.
In fact, yeah, she was actually involved on her IMDb. She was involved with some type of TV show, Killer Wives or something like that.
Yes, I love Killer Wives.
Yeah. So she was involved with the fashion part of it.
Wow.
That's great.
so she's listed in the Internet Movie Database.
Yes.
Cool.
How would you be, taking someone, how they go before and after on these shows? I mean, they'll take someone and then they'll clean them up, and I can't believe it's the same person. I need help. I'm asking for myself.
You need a makeover, right?
I need a makeover. Exactly, Lon. I really do need a makeover, as it turns out. But, so Paul, listen, I want to ask you something. Now, you've led an interesting life, and we're going to just talk about it among the troops here tonight. I know that you've investigated a lot of paranormal stuff, a lot of UFO stuff. You've seen evidence and so on. But what is the strangest thing that's ever happened to you in your life? It doesn't have to be paranormal, just odd. Like we were talking earlier about, we got this new washing machine, and after a while, the repair guy had to come out and look at it, and it turns out that there's a filter at the bottom of this particular washing machine that looks like a little colander where the water drains through before it goes literally out the drain. And on the other side of it is a quarter, and there's no way the quarter made it through the screen mesh to get on that other side, right? But it did. and a couple other stories. So something like that. What has happened to you that?
I got a
really
good story for you, Mac. Good story.
Great.
But first off, I want you to see how you spell her name. So if you're looking up on Google,
Okay.
Yeah.
you got it?
Hold there for Deanna Jackson,
This is a lot of.
Jaxcine.
Let's spell it for the listeners. DEANNAJAXINESTINSON.
Right.
Got it.
Now, Paul, listen, I'm going to just a little tough love here. There's a lot of promo for a woman who won't come on our show.
Hey, she does well on her own. She does well on her own. Yeah. So.
All right. And I guess so we will have to, too. All right, so tell us your story.
Okay.
Tell us a story.
Here we go. Okay. I got contacted by John Vasquez, and he took his military training at Fort Benning, Georgia. He wrote a book called Incident at Fort Benning. And what happened, he said back in the 70s that UFOs were actually around these military bases on the East Coast, and which is my incident in 1974. I saw the UFOs at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. So these UFOs were over at Fort Benning. They sent some planes up there to counteract whatever they were doing. And before you knew it, there was some kind of skirmish between the military and the UFOs at Fort Benning, Georgia. And he said that these soldiers were like in formation and everyone passed out. And when they woke up, they were all inside a mothership UFO, and things were being done to them.
Oh, okay.
Well, John Vasquez remembered the whole event, and then he came out with his book, Incident at Fort Benning, Georgia. And so he contacted me. He says, "Hey, Paul, I remember the whole thing. I wrote a book about it, everything else. I've been interviewed by so many different people and everything else." He says, "But I can't find any other witnesses. Can you put this information out and see if there's any other witnesses?" And so I did. And I got contacted by a Command Sergeant Major Edward Norton. And Edward Norton described everything that John Vasquez described.